Hey, what's up? What's going on? It's your girl Mary Jane. Please like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. I just want to say thank you for liking my videos. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. I really do appreciate it. For real, for real. So let's get into it. Let's talk about Insecure Season 2, Episode 4. It was alright. It was an alright episode. It wasn't the best episode, but it was enough. So we start off with Kiss and Grind. So I guess, here we go, Kiss and Grind. So the ladies are going to be going out to Kiss and Grind. It's going to be Molly, it's going to be Kelly, and it's going to be Issa. They're going to be going out to Kiss and Grind. And, Issa, she shows up to Molly's house. Kelly's already there drinking, and she says she's been drinking for a while, waiting for Molly to get ready, girlfriend. I have a friend like that takes forever to get dressed. I mean forever, ever. And she would try on multiple outfits. Anyways, that's when Issa goes like, luckily I brought this bottle, and then Kelly was like, didn't I bring that to your house? And she was like, you really want to claim this bottle? It's from Costco. She was like, you ain't going to try to shame me. I love Costco's just like I love BJ's. Just for bulk items. So, Molly's getting dressed. She finally gets dressed. Issa tells her, hurry up, you got to get dressed because there's hella traffic out there because there's a bike event. There's bike riders going on, and it's like a marathon, and the traffic is really bad. And then Kelly's like, yeah, we got to go before we lose our table. So, the girls, they get dressed. They already dressed, and they ready to mingle. They get out. They're talking about having sex. They're talking about, doing everything. They're talking about doing the nasty. They want to meet a guy. They want to hook up. But that is not saying that they actually want to do that. But but some girls have that in their head when they go out. Just not just to say, oh, I'm open to this, but you're really not going to do it. Or you just have that on your mind to say, hey, I'm going to really have a good time. I'm going to be open. Not like you're open, like, you know what I mean? You're busting it wide open like that. But you know what I mean? Like, you're open-minded. And you want to have a good time. And you're open to meeting new people. So the girls, they get to the club. The music is jamming. And they got their little table. It's nothing like arriving to a club and having a table. Especially if you got shoes that hurt your feet on. Shoes that hurt your feet. Like, no matter what, they look good. They're classy shoes. H-inch heels, 7-inch heels, or oh my god, like going to the club and having shoes that hurt your feet on. Hurt your feet is no joke. But then having a table to sit down is good. And then you see all the people that try to sit at their table, like who does that? Like if someone's sitting at VIP, I don't know where they do that at. They don't do that here. Like if anybody has VIP, there's no stragglers and no strangers that's gonna come and sit down. Like they might know you and sit down or whatever. Or ask if they can sit down. At least ask like, hey, can I sit at the table with you? Blazing the third, can we do that? But nah, these people just They was like, no, you didn't go half on this table. You didn't pay for this table, so where are you going? And Issa thinking that she's gonna meet up with this guy named Felix, because he has a classy name. And so Kelly goes, Felix the cat? So it's terrible for Issa. She meets up with Felix. Felix is like, what's up with your hair? Your hair is totally different from your picture. Your hair this, your hair that. Is your voice always like that? Like, come on. How you gonna be that motherfucking rude? Motherfuck you. He just straight dissed her, read her, and dismissed her. Was like, I'm gonna go over here. And then, but before then, Issa sees her old little boo thing that she's cheating on Lawrence Sweat. She sees Daniel. Daniel's there. He's chilling or whatever. And Issa goes up to talk to him. Like, that's the most craziest thing. Not the most craziest thing, but when, like, you see your ex in the club. You know what I mean? Or you go into a different spot and you see your ex and you're just like, damn. Like, if you're on good terms, that's cool. But, like, what if you want to be back with your ex? What if your ex wants to be back with you? Or what if he's with his new boo? Or you with your new boo? That's just, like, totally fugazi. It's not really a good experience. I don't know. That's just like, I don't want to see my ex in the club. But, to each of his own. I don't want to see my ex in the club. So anyway, she goes up and she talks to him, but that's some bullshit though. She goes up, she talks to him. She was like, and she apologized to Daniel for whatever she said to him. He was like, it's nothing, it's all good. I'm here to see the DJ. And Issa was like, the DJ's cool, he's good. And he was like, Daniel was like, it's a she. So she's like, So she was like, let me go find my date, because she feels hella weird. She also tells Molly that my ex is here or whatever. And so Molly was like, so what do you feel like doing? You want to bounce? You want to go somewhere? You want to go on vacation? So, Issa's like, everything's cool. And it'd be like that when you go out with a bunch of people. Like, you just can't bounce on your friends unless you all come in different cars. And if they're all okay with you leaving, It would take a lot for me to bounce on my girls. I've never bounced on my girls in a club like that. So anyways, so then Molly sees Dro that she went to school with, Dro that's married to her friend Candace, and they're having a hell of a good time. They're dancing. Slow motion for me. I was like, oh, put your back into it. That song was the shit back in the day. So anyways, they're dancing, they're having a good time, they're having a dance off. It's nothing like going to the club and being with a guy that can dance. You have a good time, especially if the guy that you're dancing with is attractive, and she knows him, he's attractive, she's attracted to him or whatever. And they kissed in middle school, so he lets Molly know that him and his wife have an open relationship, and happened about a year ago, so him and her can hook up with no problem. Okay, that's cool that you guys got an open relationship, but since I know you from way back, since I know Candace from way back, even though these guys do have an open relationship, I wouldn't want to be involved in a relationship, because I have a relationship with both of you guys. We're friends. I guess that does sound like it should be a good thing, but that's how feelings get involved, where Dro can end up developing feelings for Molly, and Molly can develop feelings for Dro, and that'll be a no-go. And because then Candace involved, and how does that look to your surroundings, your people? But Molly is kind of feeling it. She kind of wants to hook up with Dro, but she just met a guy last week, but she didn't want to hook up with him because he reminds her of herself. So she's just dissing him. He's single, he wants to be married, he wants a family, he wants all that, but yet she's contemplating hooking up with her girl's man and her almost / like best friend from high school that's married. So it's like Molly priorities are all wrong, and she needs to just fix it, in my opinion. But if she wants to hook up with Dro and we can see that drama unfold on TV, then it's all good. And so Lawrence is supposed to be going out with Chad, and Lawrence goes to the grocery store. He lost his credit cards because he got pulled over by the cops. When he got pulled over by the cops, his credit cards, they drop, they fall out, and he's so nervous, and the tension that's going on, and he's probably afraid. Of course he's afraid. And he didn't even notice that he dropped his credit cards. So then after he dropped his credit cards, the cop let him go. It was like, I'm letting you go because with a warning, because the football team, blase in the third. So Lawrence is free to go. Lucky for him, but it's TV. So he's free to go. And him and Chad talk earlier. They're gonna get some weed, they're gonna drink, they're gonna go out and have a good time. So Lawrence goes to the grocery store, get some food, get some liquor, whatever. He doesn't have enough money. I mean, not that he doesn't have enough money, he forgot his cards because they dropped out of his wallet when he was getting pulled over by the cops, and he was too nervous to pick them up. And so these two young chicks was like, yo, we'll pay for your food. And he was like, nah, we'll pay for your groceries, whatever, just add it on to ours. And he was like, I just went up to the core. But I gotta say, that has happened to me before, when I'm at the register and I left my credit card in the car. Or I switched pocketbooks and I didn't put my credit cards in that pocketbook, or I don't have enough cash to cover it, whatever. I'd be like, damn, that shit just happened. I'd be like, yo, put my groceries to the side, I'll be back. Because the shit that I be shopping for, it takes a long time to get what I need and find it, and most of the time it runs out of stock. So I called have the manager come down and be like, yo, watch my groceries, I'm going right to the car. So anyways, that feeling has happened to me, but no one paid for my groceries. But I don't need anybody to pay for my groceries. But anyways, It would be nice. So it was so funny. So the girls, they pay for his grocery, and as he's leaving, they talk to him. They like, "What's up? What's good? What are you doing tonight?" Basically, they're hinting like, "Hey, let's get up." And he's like, "Okay, you know what? Since you guys technically brought the liquor, let's go to my crib. Let's have a good time." He goes to the crib. He's grinding. He's having his own grinding session. They're kissing, making out. The girls are smoking weed. They're drinking. Then he ends up engaging into a threesome, and he's doing his threesome, and he goes limp. Either he goes limp, and the girls are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe he can't get up again. I can't believe this. He's no Marcus. He's no Derek. He's no Mendingo over here." And they're upset. So then they're talking about who else. And then they tell him, like, when we have sex with this one and that one, they just keep going. They don't stop. It's because they're probably on drugs, baby. Or they're probably on drugs. They probably got some help. And if they don't have any help, they're good at what they do, I guess. 2 females in one night at the same time. At the same damn time. So anyways, Lawrence couldn't perform as much as he wanted to, or as much as the girls wanted him to, but he came. But he's not feeling too good about the situation. He's like lost in transition, because he broke up with Issa, and then his the other girl that he was dating or whatever, she called him a fuck dude last week, and he's not with her anymore. I think her name is Tasha. I forgot her name already. And she was a rebound. You know what I mean? She was just a rebound. But then he kind of got close to the rebound, and then now he's with these 2 chicks, and they just talking about him like he ain't nothing, like he doesn't mean anything, like it's worthless sex. And they're talking about going to another party, going to meet up with this person, that person. They're doing coke, and he realized this is not the situation that he wants to be in. I hope Lawrence used protection, because they should be showing condom use or unwrapping magnums, or different, or easy hot condoms, or icy hot condoms. They just need to be unwrapping condoms. He needs so his manhood is kind of hurt in a way, but then I think he's also hurt because he wants normalcy. He wants to be back to where he was, because when he talks to Chad and tell Chad what's going down, he's all happy, he's bragging kinda, but Chad can't see his expressions, and Lawrence is in front of Issa's house, parked in front of her complex, because he wants some of that old stuff back. He wants that love back. He wants that normalcy. He wants that relationship, because he's so used to her, and they've been together for like what, 5, 6, 7 years or whatever, and now that they're gone, all this stuff is new to him, and he's seeing how other chicks are, even though Issa cheated on him and all that other stuff. He kind of wants to go back to it, but he has so much pride and so much hurt that he can't, let her know what's going on. That he really wants to be back with her, that he's feeling her or whatever. And he wants to try to work her, at least go to counseling, do something. So anyways, we get back to the club, and Molly is feeling Dro, and she tells the other girls that Dro likes threesome. I mean, Dro and his wife have an open marriage, and it was like, oh my God. And so, Molly was like, does anybody have a normal relationship like my family, my mother, my father, and this and that? But Molly's feeling dry, so they get ready to leave. Kelly, she met a dude, and she's feeling him, and they're gonna go to, not the Waffle House, but they're gonna go somewhere and eat. So they go somewhere and eat or whatever, and so all the girls supposed to meet up with this guy, boys that they meet at the club to go out to eat. It's nothing but fun. Like, if you can leave the club, then from the club you can go to a nice restaurant, order some eggs, some roaches, grapes, and some steak. That's the Biggie Smalls line. And so you're like for real, when you leave the club, if you can go eat good food, it's just like, that's like the best night ever if you can do that, in my opinion. So I love food. But I don't eat meat, but back in the day I did used to eat meat. So eggs, roaches, grapes, some steak. We used to be just shit. So anyways, so then, so Molly not Molly, but Issa and Kelly, they're leaving to go meet up with the guys or whatever, to go out to go eat or whatever. And so Molly sees Dro, and Dro's giving his number to the bartender. Like, he's doing his thing. He has an open relationship. And so she says goodbye to Dro or whatever. And Dro was like, what are you doing? I'm going out to eat. Blase in the third. And Dro was like, can I call you later? See what's good? She was like, yeah, you can do it. That was that nervous, like, yes, I want to do it, but no, I don't. Yes, I want to do it, but no, I don't. I was like, yo, it's going to be terrible if you do, because I feel like Molly would have feelings for Dro, and he's already married. So she would be not a side piece, but she would be a mistress within a marriage that would be known that she's a mistress. And that would be just totally weird, in my opinion, to have sex with your friend, a good girlfriend of yours named Candace, and then your friend you grew up with, and then being involved in their marriage, and then being a single woman on the outside. So you're not gonna have what you ultimately want, even though what you ultimately want, Molly, is in your face. But you don't want this dude because for some reason, I don't know, because he's too good. I don't know why you don't want him. He wants everything you want. So, and he's professional just like you. So anyways, Molly was like, yeah, I don't know, you can call me. So, yeah, you could text me, whatever. So they get to the restaurant. So Molly's there, Issa's there, and Kelly's there. She's with her date. They're talking, they're having a good time. And then all of a sudden, Molly just stops, and she's like, and I'm like, yo, I was like, yo, does he have his feet in? What is he doing to her vagina? Like, I just knew he was touching her vagina or whatever, but I don't know what he could have been touching her vagina, something else, but he was doing something to her, because she was just lost in transition. She didn't have any words. And so I guess Kelly is down with, Carly B getting fingered in public. And so then Issa looks over, she sees Daniel, and Daniel's making faces at her. Then Daniel, texts her and was like, yo, is your girl getting fingered under the table? And Issa realized that her girl's getting fingered, and she left the table to go sit next to Daniel. And then, Dro, he texts, Molly, and was like, so what's good? She was like, I think I'm going to stay in because I got to travel and all this other stuff. But we didn't see her hit send, so we'll see what happens if she did hook up with him or not. That's going to be a big mistake. And Lawrence is feeding for, who? He's feeding for Issa. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see if Issa hooks up with Daniel, and where does that go, and how is Lawrence going to communicate his feelings towards Issa, and getting fingered in public while food is on the table. Very tragic. So anyways, I'm out. Peace. Like, subscribe, comment, everything. So what else can I say that happened that was interesting? Let me just make sure I didn't forget anything, because I forgot some stuff last time. And Felix that Issa met, he was not attractive at all to be dissing her like that at all. So I guess that's it. Peace. I'm out.